was just so worried about her. There was just no way that I could have come up with the funds to help her.
I mean, I'd pretty well already said my goodbyes, taking her to pet care, because I knew that I couldn't afford the rest of the surgeries.
I was just in tears. I said, well, maybe I just can't afford these dogs anymore. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
It wasn't his time to go. And it was, I don't know how I would have dealt with it. Honestly, don't.
If the SOS program hadn't been available to us, we would have lost our dogs. And they're part of our family that would have broken our hearts.
Here at the Placer SPCA, we have a very special program called the SOS program. And the SOS program is designed to help residents of Placer County who are in desperate need with their animals. Whether it's for veterinary care, whether it is for a rental deposit, or whether it's temporary housing for their animals. These are things that they cannot currently afford, and especially in this economy right now, a lot of people are in situations that could be considered dire, where they don't have the money to get something done, and something that needs to be done in order to keep them with their animals.
I absolutely love the SOS program. It's helped us, me once and my son once. They took in my Shar-Pei when I became homeless. I lost my house and I couldn't find a place for my Shar-Pei, and they took him in and they boarded him until I could find a home for him. And I absolutely love them for that. And then when my son, like I said, was injured and couldn't take care of his St. Bernard here, then they took him in and had him boarded for us. And so I think they're absolutely great.
Laura Moran, who works for Animal Control now, wonderful girl, right? And she found out about Bob, and I talked to her, and she said, he is adorable, Pauline. He's this old, same thing, we can't be that old. And so, yeah, we talked, she said, and I told her about the tumor. She said, Pauline, there's a program at the SPCA called SOS. I think you should call Matt Green and tell him that I told you about it, but just call and ask him if you could qualify for that program. That was the first hope I'd had, because I was so depressed by then. I was just thinking, how was I going to euthanize him and make it okay? I was thinking about how unfair it is, that just because my circumstances change and I no longer can provide that level of care, as bouncy as he is, I was going to have to euthanize him. So no, it was the last chance. And wasn't it amazing that at that point in time, Laura just happened to tell me, and then I was able to get in touch with Mr. Green and then have it all come together. And then Dr. McRoberts, she's a miracle. I mean, that was hard.
This kitty developed a very, very large abscess on the side of her head, almost the size of her head. I took her to the vet and got an estimate on what it was going to cost, and it was $700, $800, $900. I was getting some at $1,200, and at the time, it was just much, much more than I could afford. I was concerned about a way to get her fixed, and my mother went to a function that the SPCA put on, a dinner, and she brought home a program, and there was a little article in there about the SOS fund. Took her to the vet, and they fixed her, and they gave me some of the money to take care of her, and I set up a payment program of $50 a month, which really, really helped. And one more payment and she's mine.
The SOS program was established in 2009, and the primary reason was to help both the residents of Placer County and their animals, to make sure that we keep them united and keep the animals out of animal shelters.
The SOS program is one that I think it's kind of Roseville's kind of best kept secret, really. I mean, I think people have a lot of love for their pets, and sometimes they're faced with the situation that they necessarily can't control, and to have a program like SOS is something that was able, made it able for me to keep my dog. I mean, because I was looking at, other options with her. So, I can't thank the SOS and Placer County SPCA enough to help me keep her, because she is very special to me.
When I came home and found all my pills on the floor and the brand new bottle of medication I had, I took them to the emergency, because it was about 7, 8 o'clock at night. I didn't know if they ingested any of the steroid medication that I had for my cancer treatment, and they told me it was going to be something like $550. And I just thought to myself, there's no way. I don't even have credit card room for this right now, nothing. I wasn't prepared for anything like this, and I wasn't prepared to be on disability. So, this was just a temporary time in my life, and as soon as I get back to work, everything's fine. So Mr. Green overheard me crying, I believe, And they took me in a back room at the animal hospital, and they said they're going to cover the costs for your animals. That saved me, and it relaxed me, and I was able to go to my last chemo treatment in peace, knowing that I was going to come home to you guys.
With over 4,000 animals arriving at the Placer SPCA every year, it doesn't make sense to take even one more when that's not necessary. Animals who already have loving families and animals who love their families. The SOS program is an amazing program that helps us keep people and pets together whenever possible and when that makes sense. Already, we've funded 20 requests this year. Because of the support from people like you in our community, we were able to establish the SOS program. We've realized that the SOS program is absolutely necessary to keep people and pets together. I thank you for your support, and I ask you to continue to support a program that makes such a difference in our community.
Well, I don't know that there's a means test for worthiness to be helped. I don't think so. But I do know this. Donating to a program like this, even if it's a small amount, maybe on a monthly basis, makes a big difference to people like me. And I don't think that Bob was ready to go either. He can't speak for himself, but I know he's happy.